Hey, welcome to the LFG Life. Peter PJ Jensen, your host, here with this guy, Karey Woosley. Boy, I never thought I'd ever say this or even have the opportunity to talk about living in Fort Myers, Florida. We literally have Ricky Medlock that from Leonard Skinner that lives here. We have Cliff Williams from AC/DC that lives here. And we have Karey Woosley, the singer-songwriter, the extraordinaire himself, living here in Fort Myers, Florida. Karey, it's been a long time, my brother. What's happening?
Yeah, man, what's up, bro? Hey, it's been a wild ride, man.
Wild ride, man. We have not seen each other in years, but
Yeah.
there is so much going on in your life. But we obviously got to tackle, you and I share a common bond. We've both been to prison. And so I want to go back because we like to get into it right away at the LFG Life because, you know what, America loves a comeback story. And if you want to hear a comeback story, buckle up because this guy's going to tell you all about his story. And it is not only a comeback story, it is a comeback story. So, Karey, what's happening now? Where are you right now in your life? Talk to me.
Man, I tell you what, so I got out of prison about 6 years ago. And I was ready, whenever I got out, I was ready to hit the ground running with music. I was all ready to go. And then I found out there's this thing called probation.
Yeah.
So, and I had 5 years of probation.
You had 13 years inside and then 5 years on paper.
They took 26 pieces of property from me. Okay. They gave me a $3.5 million fine. I mean, they just nailed me, man, So, and then they gave me the 5 years probation. So I thought I was going to be able to get out and do music right away. And unfortunately, you can't do music and tour and do all that stuff whenever you're on probation. They won't let you, not in the federal government. I was federal. It's different from state.
Yeah, well, I know in federal, we can spend all day talking about that. But I want to talk about, let's go back before we got out of prison. Let's go before prison. You're cranking it out. You're living, they're drug dealer during the day and rock star at night. That was the big thing. But that was a bunch of media of BS because the stuff that he even got, quote unquote, in trouble for is now legal today.
Right.
And so let's talk about what happened prior to going in. You're cranking it out. You're touring. Your band's in Florida. You're playing with Creed before they were Creed. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. Well, we were the main band for Creed, opening up for Creed, touring all around. And what had happened is we were in California, okay? And I wasn't making much money being an opening band. You don't make a lot of money being an opener. And we were the opener for Creed, And so I'm a guy, I like to make money. I'm like an entrepreneur. I've been like that my entire life. And I saw an opportunity while I was in California because marijuana was legal then there.
Right.
So I found me a really good hookup over there, and I was doing some things in California. But the thing was, I was taking the money and all they give you is cash whenever you're dealing with marijuana. You only deal in cash.
Right.
And I was bringing it
Most
over.
drugs you do, by the way.
Right. Well, yeah, but it's a legal drug.
You take American Express. Hey, Carlos.
I think
you
they
take
do now.
American Express.
I think they do now. Yeah.
Cash App, Venmo.
So I was taking the money and I was putting it in a banking account with my real estate over here. And that's where it's called commingling of funds.
Sure.
So that's where they ended up getting me. And at the end of the day, the feds, they want the main plug. They want whoever is at the top tippity
Of
top
the food chain.
That's who they want.
Yep.
And it wasn't me, man.
Of course not.
But they wanted me to tell.
Correct.
And I was involved with some scary people.
Some influential people.
Yeah, and they weren't scary, man. I take that back. They were great people,
But they could do scary things.
Yes.
Okay.
And so, I sat down with my family, and everyone can say, oh, I'm not a rat. I would never rat. When you're looking at 13 years, bro, you start thinking about things. I start thinking about, what about the guy that ripped me off for 10 grand? What about this? What about that? Mm-hmm. And I have a really close family, thank God, all glory to God for that. And we sat around, we had a long, about 2-hour dinner. And at the end of the day, my family was like, listen, we understand where your mind is with all this. And if you need to go and do that time, we're going to wait for you. And we're going to sit there by your side and support you the entire time you're there. So we made the decision that I wasn't going to tell, and I was going to take my punches, man. I'm the one that got myself in the mess. So I took the credit. So what happens is in the federal government, when you do something like that, it's called a leadership role. Mm-hmm. They drop me from being able to fall down to that's
how you're setting your guidelines.
Yes. So they gave me the kingpin charge.
Right.
So I had to take the fall.
They give John Rico?
Yes. Well, it's called conspiracy in the Fed. Well, it's almost the same thing. It's a RICO charge, but they call it conspiracy. It's it was made for the mob.
And by the way, conspiracy is exactly, it was made, it's almost made up charge, because if they can't get you, then they create this whole thing, but that's a whole nother topic, but continue.
Yeah. So, and all they need is two people to sign a piece of paper. It's very strange how it works. They call it relevant conduct.
Right.
It's also known as ghost dope. So, you know, it's drugs you never see.
Well, conspiracy is just that, a conspiracy.
Right.
It's a theory. It's normally not backed up by pure tangible facts. So like ghost dope, same thing. No.
And a lot of people, they never caught me with one seed. They never had me videos having any sort of marijuana, but they knew what was going on.
Yeah, of course.
You know, I was no angel. I'm not claiming to be an angel, but at the end of the day, I did not tell, and that's what pissed them off. I mean, they got so livid with me, man.
Yeah, so
You know,
with not a lot of people doing 13 years plus 5 years paper. 5 years paper is 5 years probation.
Right.
So let's look, because I listen, being a felon myself, I went to prison myself. People always want to talk about the stuff that happened inside, and we could spend a whole nother show. Maybe I'd love to have you back on another time, but I want to talk about this resurrection of your career, because redemption's coming out. You've got some unbelievable things. So now we're inside. You're doing your time, and you start to write while you're inside.
That's all I did.
And what happened then?
Music saved my life in there, man. I mean, it literally saved my life. There's really nothing you can do in prison. They say there's no rehab in there, man. Like there's no rehabilitation.
There's more drugs and alcohol and gambling going on inside than there is on the street.
And the good news is I was depressed. And when I get depressed, man, I write the best music of my life. I'm telling you, bro.
This guy had 17 number one hits.
I'm telling you, bro. Like I write the best music, and it's almost weird, dude. I like it. I like getting depressed because it makes me so artsy. Like whenever I don't like getting depressed, but when something bad happens, I'm like, okay.
Turns out. It got you going.
And now it's time. And my life is like that right now. My mom is dying.
Right.
Okay. I was with my fiance for 7 years. It's gone.
Gotcha.
So I'm going through a lot right now, and my music is just flowing out right now.
Now, I've listened to some of the new tracks. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Now, I want to go back to this. So now you're writing because you're depressed, but what happens when you've written some stuff and all of a sudden they go up in the billboards? How does that happen? Do you have an agent when you're in there? How are you getting your music outside?
I knew that whenever I got indicted, I knew that, they gave me a month to get my stuff together.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I knew that I was going to prison. I just didn't know how long.
Right.
So I wrote a song called These Walls Around Me. And I knew that my main thing is I wanted to release that when I was in prison, but I wanted to wait for the right time.
Gotcha.
So
Under enormously crazy circumstances.
I was still thinking about an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
I swear to God. So it was all planned out. So I was in for about 3 years. And I think in 2013, I decided it was time to release that song. And it's called These Walls Around Me. So it's, all about prison and being incarcerated. And I had my little brother and a guy named Mike Harvey, who's kind of a, mediocre videographer.
Uh-huh.
And they made this. If you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. It's Karey Lee, These Walls Around Me. It looks so real, bro. And my brother looks like me. Okay. So they did a complete video and they release it. And then everyone on the internet starts talking about how I'm in prison recording.
Doing this, yeah.
I got thrown in the shoe.
Yeah.
I got thrown in the hole for this.
Right.
They
shoe is solitary housing unit. It's
solitary confinement.
Yeah.
It's a special housing unit.
Yeah,
So it's
why was called? Well, we refer to solitary housing units. The shoe, SHU.
yeah, and it's terrible. It's the worst place.
It's exactly like you see in the movie.
It's hell.
It's shit.
It's hell. I've seen guys that are 6'6", dude, crawling at the ground trying not to get brought into there because they feed you through a slot. You get no time to
and you shit on the floor. There's a hole in the floor. It's horrible.
It's terrible. So they put me in there for 3 months, okay? And they're like, we want your cell phone.
Oh, because they really thought it was...
They thought it was...
Well, couldn't they see that it was in their prison?
Bro, you got to look at it. It's pretty good. All it is bars. I'm telling you, they did a great job. They even had the steel toilet.
Wow.
And everything.
Wow.
So I thought nothing of it. Like I didn't think they would think that was me.
Why we call Mike Harvey a mediocre videographer?
Yeah, I know, right? So I take that back, Mike, if you're watching, bro. I don't mean it like that, but they did it so good, man. And it went viral while I was in.
Okay, so you're climbing up the charts.
Yep. I climbed up the charts. I think it went to number 3. And
you getting royalties off of this while you're in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the feds took it.
Okay.
Yeah, that was good. But
get more depressed and you write more songs.
Yeah, I got more yeah, exactly. Right there. So, the money thing in there, it did help me because when I got out, I was able to, start some things and some businesses. But during that time, I did write over 100 tunes.
Amazing.
So when I do get out, I have all these songs I want to release, but I know what's better for my career. I can't do anything. Right. So I've been stagnant, man, for 5 years.
Are you on paper now still?
I'm off now.
Okay, so let's start with that archive of 100 songs that you wrote. Where are they now? Are there some you're prepping for release? Are you bundling everything up?
Most of that album is all those songs. Wow. Yeah. So it's a journey of when I first started.
And I just bought that. I just downloaded it yesterday.
Yeah,
so
it's a pre-sale.
Yeah. So where can people do that?
Okay. So on January 2nd is when the release is. If you want to get a pre-sale, then you go
January 2026.
Yeah.
Right.
January 2026. If you want a pre-sale, which allows you to get the album and you can listen to it, but you can't put it on a streaming platform, that you just go to the Karey Lee. That's TheKareyLee.com, and that's where you can find the CD. And you can see on there, like, it's a full journey of like me starting out with a heartbreak, because I had a girl before I went in, and we were great, man. That's what's crazy about it.
You stayed together when you were in prison?
That doesn't work well.
No, not.
But she stuck around for a few months, man. Yeah, I knew the deal. She wanted kids, but we were madly in love. Yeah. And it's kind of weird to have a relationship that was so good, bro. It was so good. Like, that was my dream girl, bro.
Yeah.
And
where's she now?
She's in Colorado. It's I don't even talk about it, but
weed's legal out there. Yeah. We could maybe play a visit.
It was very, very, very difficult when I first went down because I had to break up with somebody that was just one of my best friends in the world, And
so as you're listening to this, everybody, I hope you're understanding the magnitude of what we're talking about. This guy's on the top of the world, gets banged. He gets banged with these crazy charges. He's got to go inside. He's got to get rid of his girlfriend. He's in there depressed, writing tunes. They're going up the billboards. And look at his attitude. Like, this is what LFG life's all about. This is what the let's fucking go life's all about. It is about just thirst and quench for life itself. Mm-hmm. No matter what's happened to you, that you got your ass kicked and the circumstances didn't go your way, that's not stopping who you are here and who you are there.
Amen.
And this is what we're talking about. So now we're cranking it out in there. You're bringing out these songs. Now you're home. So I read, I did some research on you too, outside of me knowing you for years and years and years, that you felt like a loser though when you came out of prison.
I did, because you know why? Someone gave me this and was like, "Hey, here's a phone."
Right.
I'm used to a flip phone, bro.
Right.
I didn't even know how to turn this thing on, and they were all laughing at me. My family, they have it recorded somewhere. Right. They hand me a phone, and I'm like, "What the heck is this?"
Right.
Like,
amazing.
I was so stuck, bro.
Yeah.
And now I'm out with this new technology, and I'm having to write songs and record. The recording stuff that I was used to is gone.
Right.
So it took me probably a full year to start being able to record and learn how to do it again, because it's all different now, man.
Yeah. Are you using chat right now, or any of your songs you're doing chat GPT?
I don't use them on my songs. I think you can do that though.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
But I think that would take away a lot. It'd probably mess me up. But
so you're 49, right?
Yeah, no,
I'm 58. So what are you talking about?
Yeah, I am. I'm 49 years old.
Right, but listen. But remember, I started my transformation. I got sober from 51.
49.
I don't see a wrinkle on his face. Okay. He could be lying too. But the reason I ask people, my guests, and I like to have younger guests, but I also like to have people that are over 50, because like when I turned 50, I looked around, there was like nobody talking about like being 50 is cool. Like, it was all like these younger kids, and I started being like, fuck that, man. I'm going to work out harder. I got in shape. Getting clean obviously helped.
You look great too.
Thanks, brother. You want to go out later? Yeah.
Well, yeah. That's amazing. Where I'm at right now.
We're back in prison. We'll edit this part. No, we'll let it run.
That never happened.
So now, okay, so it's today.
Yeah.
We're at the end of 2025. J2 is coming January 2nd, 2026. You're releasing the new album. Tell me, what's your mindset like?
Well, here's the huge thing, man. And this threw me for a curveball, all right? The main word, ready? This is going to blow your mind. TikTok. And I thought TikTok was for kids.
I think it's 2 words.
But they put it as one.
Good point.
So it was one of these things where someone came to me and they're like, "You need a TikTok page." I'm like, "I'm not 18 years old. I'm not going to get a TikTok page."
Right.
They're like, "Trust me, try it out." So I got myself a TikTok page, and I tell you what, man, that thing has changed my life.
How? Talk to me.
I get calls. I'm with Scott Storch right now from, Scott Storch. He's one of the biggest producers. He's a legend, man. Look up Scott Storch. He's the one that made that beat, the Forget Dre beat.
Yeah.
He hit me up out of the blue from TikTok. He had saw me on there. He saw my story. He's like, oh my God, man.
Your voice is amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
No,
It was
really.
more about the story. I think my story is probably.
Well, we're going to talk about how the whole thing, because that's part of the whole comeback story, the image, because everybody loves a bad boy.
Yeah.
Everybody loves a bad boy. I don't care what you say, how you're raised. Everyone likes the bad boy, right? Yeah. So, and that's who your image. And by the way, that's who we are. Yeah. Not many people can do what we've done. Right. Go inside and walk our walk, whether it's 13 years or whatever. I mean, in prison we have a saying: doesn't make a difference how long your bid is. Your walk's your walk. Yep. We all do the same walk, except differently. If that makes sense, right? So. And it is a badge of honor, because I know what I went through in my walk. I don't know what you went through in your walk, but what we came out of. Like, I can't, people, man, they go, so PJ, God, look what you've done with yourself since prison, since rehab and all that stuff. Yeah, because I'm not settling for anything except it's the best. That's why I'd be 100 means be 100% of the time. Right. I stole this from Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus, she said, when I was drinking, I had to prepare 100% to get ready for my concert. Mm. She had to take off a couple of days before because she was coming off the binge. And she goes, now that I'm not drinking, I'm prepared 100% of the time. Right. So that mentality is what it's all about. So now you're on TikTok. Right. You've got this resurgence of relevance. Right. Right.
And what it did, like, I didn't know that TikTok was for adults too, but and now if you noticed, all the bands are getting TikTok pages this past month. Like James Hetfield just got one last week. Right. Like TikTok is blowing up, and I tell you what, me being on there, it's the coolest platform by far.
What are you putting on there? Like, what kind of content?
I'm doing my originals, and then I'll throw out a cover, something different. I slow things down and make them cool, make them my own.
Right.
And
give me an example. Like, what? Give me a cover of what?
Like Josie's on a vacation far away. What I did is like I made it real like Josie's on a vacation far away. Making it real nice and slow.
Yeah.
And in any song that's a good song, if you slow it down, bro, it's even a better song.
Yeah, that's why I mentioned Miley Cyrus, and she does all she does is covers and her own stuff, but she does a lot of covers.
So I put out a few on there, and they just went. They blew my mind. I was like, man, and in TikTok, everybody is so cool. They're like a family there. They're so nice, bro.
Yeah.
I'm used to Facebook. They're like, go yourself, go, I'm like, dang, that's rude, man. Like, what the hell? I just got out of prison for this long, and you're like telling me to go screw myself. People are saying you should have got life and all this stuff. I'm telling you, bro. I was like, what the heck? So you go on TikTok, man, they embrace you. Yeah. They embraced me.
Are you communicating with your followers?
Every day, bro. Yeah. I mean, it's changed my life. Like I said, Scott Storch, we're getting ready to drop this thing. He's ready to go. Right. But I'm like, hey, man, wait for my album to come out, and he's going to do something on his Instagram for me. He already sent me a beat. I've already laid down the full entire song. Nice. Now, it's not going to be on the new CD. I'll put it out as a single, but it's just cool. These kind of people are reaching out. There was another guy named Ryani Beats. He's huge on TikTok, He's got a few platinum albums, and he hit me up a few weeks ago because he had this song on there. He's like, I need a 16 measure chorus and verse for this song. So I was like, I heard the song. I was like, man, that's pretty cool. And he's like, whoever can make the best one, and he had like 570 people on there do it. He's like, I'm going to let you have the rights to the song. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. So I redid it. I just had his music. That's it. And I put the melody down, the words, I did everything. And I sent it back to him, and the thing just took off. I think it has over 100,000 hits in a week.
Wow.
So he's like, bro, you won. I mean, it dwarfed everyone else's. Right. And they flew me out to California last week. And that's where I was. They put me up at a mansion, and I got to meet so many cool people, and we recorded, and we just did. It's so weird. Today's day and age, it's not really about touring, because the touring part is the money. It's about content, man. Yeah. It's about social media, which is a total different thing for me, just like we're doing now. Yeah. It's social media is what everyone's going after now. So this company took me in. We went to LA. I'm telling you, we must have shot 20 hours, man, over there. All I did was shoot material and my originals and stuff, and they're just loving my originals, which is cool. That's my thing, bro. I love to write music. If you took my voice away, tomorrow I'd have someone else sing my songs and I'd be fine with it, you know?
Have you, I want to ask that question because I know that's your passion. Have you written a song and someone else is singing that's a hit?
No, well, it wasn't a hit. It won the American Idol, Christian American Idol. I worked with a artist out there named Milani. It's a worship song.
Yeah.
But it did very well. And I could do that. I was never pushed it, you know?
Yeah, no, it's interesting that what you said though. If you took your voice away, you'd be a songwriter. It's a talent. It's a talent, man. I'm dying to ask you this question because I asked you your age for a reason. 13 years removed from society, 5 years on paper. That's totally 18 years, right? Mm-hmm. So we have no idea where your career would have gone from in terms of music, right? From 18 years ago to now. 18 years ago to now. So you might, I'm going to kind of just...
It's crazy, right?
Well, listen to what I was saying. So like I always tell people the biggest predictor of the future is the past, right? That's in life, that's in everything. Yeah. I mean, and I always say in the addiction part, if you don't get help, you're going to continue to be a screw up, right? You get help, you're not going to be a screw up. So we have no idea what could have happened to you, good, bad, and ugly, in the 18 years that you were locked down. No pun intended. Now you're here, going into 2026. All of this great stuff, all this great technology, all this great, regardless of the stuff that's so banging on the inside, and mentally a little bit, but you've got to be like on cloud 27,000, like to have everything at your fingertips again, like their comeback. But to appreciate it. Like you could have been, and I said, what the biggest predictor of the future is the past, right? Well, if you look at rock and roll, right? Here they came, started out in the garage, got successful, then came the drugs, and they crashed, then they broke up, and then all that stuff. So maybe we missed that in 18 years. But now we're
that's how I choose to think of it.
Oh yeah, of course. So now you can appreciate it. Yeah. And I know you do because
I really do. Man.
Living inside for 13 years and even being outside with ankle and being on paper, that's no way to live, right? But you've got to appreciate this like more than anyone could even.
I do, man. It's hard to get me in a bad mood, bro. And I have people that are around me sometimes, and I can see it in their eyes. They get annoyed because I'm dead serious, bro. Like especially in the mornings. I'm a morning person, so in the morning I'm just jacked up, man. I'm ready to live life because, dude, I don't want to sound like a pussy, but that shit was hard, bro. It was hard, and it wasn't.
What, being in prison?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Of course it was hard.
It wasn't like it was a different kind of hard though than people think. It's not like I was getting beat up every day.
No,
it's not like it's just. It's like you just feel like a piece of crap every day because you're in there. Like I feel like the whole world was just every day, and even my parents, which they weren't, but I felt like we're just like, God, man, either feeling sorry for me or, man, what a screw up. And I couldn't take it back, bro. I couldn't take it back. But what I said was, when I got out, I'm going to do something. And my mom isn't going to be around much longer, and I'm going to hit these Billboard charts for her, man.
Oh, I know you. I know you.
And that's her wish. She told me that 2 weeks ago. She's like, I would just love to see you hit the charts one more time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do that for her, bro.
As you're talking, I'm just, going back to, like you were just saying, it's not, you're not getting beat up in there. It's a different way to live. It's a different mentality. It's almost like,
it's hard to explain.
I can explain it to you, and
we know
you don't have to say it.
Right.
We know because going from place to place, when to eat, when to go to the bathroom,
chow,
what not to do. Yeah,
if I ever hear that word again, dude.
Yeah, like that one of the things I don't know about. I was in the camp, so I didn't have to. One of the things I wouldn't eat in the mess hall. It was 400 guys at one time, and that's when there were very few times that I allowed myself to think that I was in prison. One was that I get out of my locker, or did you have a hustle in there?
I did. I had guitar lessons privately, and that was I know.
No, I get it.
Kind of nerdy. You don't make much money, but
would have been one of your clients. Because I had a trainer, I had a masseuse,
I was like a laundry guy.
I had a chef.
Yeah,
I had I would go to the bathroom at night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. I had to go to pee. I come back, my bed was made.
Yeah, because they were the best, dude.
Right? Because hustles. Everyone's trying to make money, and
it's cool to support them too. Everybody supports each other's hustle.
Yeah,
cool.
And it's really amazing the work ethic that's in there. Yeah. And I think a lot of the stuff that I learned in there, I certainly I use on a daily basis in that. I'm not sure if you can attest to this. To me, my experience was I know for a fact that stress is manufactured. Stress doesn't exist. It's what you allow around you to like. So, because when you're not in control of everything,
What you create.
well, yeah, when you're inside, you can't control anything. Like literally can't control anything. There's no stress because you have no there's no skin in the game. There's no like you know what I mean.
I was so, and I hate saying this, I was so stress free in there.
100%.
And then you get out and you have all this life hitting you. At first, you're great, you know. And don't get me wrong, prison is hard. I'm just saying it's not stressful. There's a difference.
Yeah, but people don't. Like I was telling a story the other day that one of the first things I did when I got out, when I hit Fort Myers, got back to Fort Myers, I was allowed an hour and a half, and I went to the Edison Mall to go to Macy's to get some clothes, and I walked into Macy's, and I was stimulated, panic attacks, stimulated from all the colors.
Happened to me at Walmart, right?
Yeah, because I was locked down with green and grays.
Yep.
So I walk into Macy's, and then
All these colors and
colors and the perfume and the cologne from I was like, what the? I had to like gather myself, and I was just like, wow.
that happened to me in Walmart. Like I went in like nothing. I'm like, why is there so many choices? Why is there 48 cereals, bro? Like, why is there 16 toothbrushes? Like, for real, think about it, bro. Like, that's crazy. Oh. And what it is it's just society kind of competing with each other. If you think about it, you don't need none of that, man.
Yeah.
You know? I was pretty happy in prison with just, you know, having one toothbrush.
Listen, I had a 3x3, right? 3 feet by 3 feet. That's what you had. You only could have like 2 or 3 T-shirts. You could only have X amount in your locker. And you realize that, you know, you don't need much to live. No. That would change my mentality.
Yeah.
And that changed my mentality on chasing money. You know what I mean? How much do you really need, right? Versus how much you want. So many different things. But then as you get back at, you start, all of a sudden, you start, you know, keeping up with the Joneses. Yeah, I make a couple million. I want to make 5 more, man. And then you're like, you're neglecting your family.
I'm trying to stay away from that, man, because I am the type of person, I do like to make money. It's an entrepreneurial spirit that I got from my father. He's a pretty successful guy. And it's not that I want to make money. I want to be successful, man. I want to make people proud. You know, I want to make myself proud. I want to look in the mirror and be like, yes.
Okay.
You know?
So all right, can you do that now?
Oh, I'm doing it now.
You can look in the mirror. Do you like the guy in the mirror?
He's getting better every day.
See, that's as honest as you can hear from anybody, because there's a thing that I train people on. It's about if you don't like the person in the mirror, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing. But if you do, or you're starting to, and my friend Gary Brecka, number 1 biohacker in the world, he talks about this too. When we were talking about this concept about liking the guy in the mirror, there's things called touch points that happen. So when you like the guy in the mirror, all of a sudden, wow, man, you know what? Kids aren't bothering me that much. Right? My wife's not bothering me that much. My husband's not bothering me. You know what? I got the promotion at work. All of a sudden, all these things start to happen. They're touch points, right? Mm-hmm. In your life. Because if you like that person in the mirror, chances are you're not drinking and drugging. You're working hard. You're not lying, cheating. You're doing the right thing. You know, you're living your life a clean life. Because when you like that person in the mirror, boy, you're at a whole different level of untouchable.
Yeah,
and you're feeling that.
I am feeling it, and I'm wanting to prove. My main thing is too, like, and I'm going to go back to TikTok. I get the coolest messages. Like, if you go and look at the people that have made comments, I had a lady, a 68-year-old lady yesterday, say, Karey, my day was terrible yesterday. And then she's like, I woke up this morning, saw one of your posts about your life and stuff. And she's like, I have nothing to complain about. You uplift me for real. And she was being told, I mean, I'm telling you can tell when people are genuine. And I'll get those every day. And it makes me feel like, man, that is so cool that I'm able to do that, because I'm working on myself still.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it feels really good to know that I can be that kind of person. That's great. I'm not out here trying to make millions of dollars in the music industry, man. I mean, it so happens that things are working out great for me, and I like to be an entrepreneur. But to me, music is my passion. It's different from a business to me.
Yeah, well, I can, like, listen, there's not many people that I know, even as some of my closest friends and some of my family, that can answer that question, that they like the person in the mirror. And the fact that you're coming into your own, and I love the fact that you answered it honestly. There are very few people, if any, that I've met in my life that has my level of energy when you walked into the studio today, your energy right now, there's a gift that you have, Karey Woosley, and it's not just your singing, it's not just your songwriting, it's who you are and who you portray. You are a bright light. You are a bright light that needs to continue to shine because of the story that you can come from. But you're just one of these bright lights that we all need. That we all need, man.
I don't care about the podcast. Give me a hug.
I'll share it, brother. I mean, I want to start to end this podcast on what do you see in 2026 and beyond for you?
I think there's a lot of work that I have to do, honestly, because I still have to learn the social media game. My writing, I'm not worried about. My writing is coming natural from there. It is.
Yeah.
I have a heart. I know my heart's filled with Jesus, first off.
Amen, bro.
And I give all glory to God. You can think I'm crazy. I feel Jesus in my heart.
Amen.
I feel it, bro. I'm getting the chills right now. Look, because I know that there's something going on.
That almost looked like a bicep.
Yeah, there's something going on in my heart that I know I have to fulfill, and it has to do with music. Something keeps bringing me back to music, like no matter what I went through. And I know I'm almost 50, but look what's happening for me now. It's always music, man. And I've lost a lot this past year. Like this has been the hardest. This year has been harder than prison for me, especially with my mama dying, man. I'm a mama's boy. I'll be the first to admit it.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I'm saying?
Talked last week.
So it's very, very sad, but this has been a hard life. This past year has been very hard life for me, but I promise you, man, I'm going to do everything I can to succeed in whatever Jesus puts in my heart. And right now, he is telling me to reach out to the world as best as I can and fill the world with music. And a lot of people, they think some of my music, it sounds like it's worship music. And then, I have one song on the album called Please God, and then the next song is called Big Mouth Bitch.
Right.
So it's like I'm not a Christian worship guy, but I don't care. I can sing about God if I want to sing about God.
Well, it's fine because this is really I was going to start to end the podcast, but you opened up a whole new line of questions from me to you, because when you make that distinction in your mind, if you're going to be a worship singer or you're going to be a rock and roll singer,
and that is something you have to decide.
So, but then you look at like Brandon Lake, right, and you look at Jelly Roll, right, and then you look at their collaboration, right, with Hallelujah, and then you look at Chris Tomlin and I listen to Christian music like I used to listen to like get ready for football games. I'm in the gym, I'm in there cranking it out. Michael Smith. I love just the stuff that this just gets me going. And a lot of that stuff I listened to when I was in prison because
Corey Ashbury.
Oh, Corey Ashbury. Yeah. So, but like I know, like, or I'm asking you, do you feel like you lose a market share? Like, do you want to be like, and
No, and that's a good question. Like, because I've got approached by Christian labels, but they're so strict, bro. Like, they don't want you doing. And I sin every week a lot.
Yeah.
And I know that's something I can work on. I cuss, and there's things that I don't do that aren't right with that.
Yeah.
With what they think.
Yeah.
But I know in my heart that I love Jesus. So whether you want to label me a Christian guy, a Christian worship singer, I'm not going to be in that category because that's how they portray you.
Yeah.
I do what I want to do. I do what comes from my heart. If they want to put my music, now Jelly, like you said, that song that they did together, that collaboration,
yep.
I think that's changing the game because
100%.
Jelly Roll just did one with Shabuzi too.
It's
called Amen.
Well, right, Amen. But then we're also talking earlier about like, what are you? Are you labeled a country singer because now there's country R&B, there's country pop. You were just labeled from another label, I think, pop music,
pop rock,
I know, right? And then you have I even look at Bieber, Justin, right? He's
who I love.
Oh my God, I love him, bro. I said his name by accident in my phone. Now I'm getting all the reels playing.
I love him, man.
Mistletoe is great for Christmas.
Such a good
Mistletoe.
Good. Yeah, dude. He's awesome, man. I'm watching him today too.
But he sings Christian music now. He has some stuff there, and it's just I think people are still. I don't know, man. It's like I love it. I love the fact that Christian music is now hip. It's kind of like being sober. Like being sober is cool as shit.
I honestly hate how they category it like that.
Yeah, category's right.
Well, why does it have to be Christian music, worship music? You should just know that if a song is, you know what I'm saying?
Right. You could be throwing down.
Because I'll tell you what, I went to a real fun Christian event. I'm not going to name the name of it because but those guys have fun. They have a lot of fun. you know, and they're still
Like my daughter went
They're
to
still
Liberty,
good people, man.
Like my daughter went to Liberty University, number 1 Christian school on the planet.
Yeah.
And believe me, there is some stuff going on.
yeah, you know, they have fun still, is what I'm saying.
They
so
100. Listen, there's no fun. Everyone's having fun. Everyone's having fun. But I just you brought that up. I just wanted to see if that was something that you were conscious of. Like, hey, I can't be on the Christian side because it's going to hurt my record sales and stuff like that.
yeah, I let that go. I let them. You know,
Well, yeah,
that's something that I'm just gonna do me, and if
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Well, I'll tell you what, brother. Doing you got you on the billboards before prison. Doing you got you on the billboards in prison. And doing you is going to get you back on the billboards today.
Man, I hope so, man.
Dude, you are a comeback story, man. This guy, Karey Woosley. Google him. Find him. Download it. Buy it. Purchase it. Share it.
TheKareyLee.com.
TheKareyLee.com. You talk about comebacks. You heard it here on the LFG Live. Karey, yeah, this guy's out of control, man. I love you.
Thank you for having me, man. You guys are great people, man. For real. God bless you.